Thank you so much for this great opportunity, and also to see again our colleagues and dear Commissioner Renders talking about digitalization and justice. I would like to make 2 points, and then I will elaborate a little bit on that. The first one is that the use of technology really can strengthen our judicial systems and make them more efficient and more resilient. And it is not only a matter of efficiency for the sake of efficiency, but as Commissioner Renders has already mentioned, modernization and efficiency in the judicial system strengthen the rule of law. I would add that it is also instrumental to realize a more effective judicial remedy, which is one of the fundamental rights of citizens in Europe as recognized by Article 47 of the Charter of the European Union, as well as in all national systems. So it is instrumental for a better enjoyment of our rights. Second point. Judicial independence requires that judges remain the masters of their decision. Technology, artificial intelligence, whatever we can learn from digitalization must be in a support of the judge, but shall never replace the judge. Therefore, if we unpack the judicial activity in various segments, we could say that technology can provide relevant benefits in the face of fact-finding, investigation, law-finding, case law-finding, whereas the decision-making moment should always remain under human control. Let me elaborate a little bit these 2 statements in the context of the Italian reform. As a Minister of Justice, I have promoted a number of substantial reforms concerning both the civil and the criminal proceedings that have been approved by the Parliament to make the judicial system more effective. In Italy, excessive length of the procedures and uncertainty about the outcomes of judicial proceedings are among the main problems that need to be addressed. And technology, indeed, may be of great help in rendering the judicial system more reliable because of its impressive capacity of data processing and making connections. So the motto is strengthening the digital transition, not only in general in the Italian system, but in particular in the judicial one. Indeed, in some areas of the judicial activities, like civil procedures, digitalization was already in place even before the pandemic. As regards criminal proceedings, the situation is still in its very initial steps, and some progress has been prompted under the pressure of the pandemic. The examples are more or less the same that have been already mentioned by my colleagues in the different countries. Digitalization of criminal proceedings and civil proceedings means, first of all, go paperless, try to use e-files and to put them on platforms instead of bringing them walking into the courtrooms, but also the use of video conferences for examination of witnesses, video recording, video and transcription, and also to make use, that was a really important experience during the pandemic, of digital or smart courtrooms when it necessary. Indeed, we all prefer to meet in person, but the possibility of meet also by means of Teams or another platform was really great help in order not to stop and to keep up with all the necessity of our system. Things are more advanced in civil proceedings. Now our priority is to complete the digitalization process in civil proceedings, but also renovating the technological architectures and bringing them up to the state of art. Indeed, digitalization is not just to introduce digital system, but also to contrast the obsolescence of them. Here I would like to make a footnote. In our experience, the digital transition and legislative reforms go hand in hand. Indeed, in order to design a more efficient judicial digital procedure, we need also to rewrite our legislation. Law and technology must always talk to each other so that it is indeed the legislator that sets the rule, and yet the legislative rules are on their turn to be written listening. They are to be in tune with the technological requirements, because technology has its own inner and irascible rule. Indeed, in this dialogue between law and technology, we are very careful in order to assure the principle of primacy of the law over the technical rules. It is the law that must govern the technology and not the other way around. I would like to mention another problem, which is already touched upon in our previous meeting of last week about these issues, as to the use of artificial intelligence in particular. In my view, the priority is to be the creation of big and powerful case law databases in order to make use of artificial intelligence technique to support the work of the judge. One of our projects, I see you comparing in the screen. Does it mean that I'm running out of the time? No?
I'm just giving you just one minute.
Okay.
2 minutes, and then just 1 minute if you can
Okay, thank you very much. I just would like to mention the project that is the construction of a big data lake for judicial data, which can be very helpful for circulation of all data concerning judicial activity, from statistics to case law. I think that this kind of instruments are very helpful, both at the national and at the transnational level. I will skip other consideration, but I would like to touch upon quickly on the principle of independence of the judiciary. In the Italian Constitution, the principle of independence of the judiciary is phrased in an interesting way. It reads, Article 101 of the Constitution, judges are subject only to the law. The implied traditional idea is that judges are not subject to other powers but law, meaning not subject to government, not subject to political forces or bodies. However, this principle implies also that judges should not subject to other sorts of powers, including the technological powers. Judges are subject only to the law means that in the end they can make use of technology that shall never be at the mercy of technological devices, or even worse, replaced by them. So that I think that we always need to preserve in the decision-making process a space for human control a space to preserve individualization of the rules and to avoid that the elements provided by technology, artificial intelligence, bring to automatic decision delivered by machine. Thank you so much.